Hello students, I hope you are doing well, and now it's time for a class of social studies. We are doing chapter 4, early states of political system in India. Before moving forward, let's do a quick recap of what we studied till now. We started with the Janpads, then the 16 Mahajanpads and their capitals. Then we studied about the state system. There were two types of state systems, monarchy and republic. Earlier we studied about monarchy state system where the king is the head. And then we studied about the powerful monarchy of Magad and the different dynasties that ruled over Magad, like Haryanka dynasty, Nag dynasty and Nand dynasty. In the previous video, we studied about a republic. A republic is a state directly or indirectly ruled by a head who is elected by the people. The republic was a significant feature of the ancient state and system of governance. The common meaning of Gan is mass. A state run by more than one member can be called a republic. At this time, there were some states in which the king was chosen by the people. Such a state was called republic. There were republics of Licchavi of Vaishali, Shakyas of Kapilvastu, Videy of Mithila, Malla of Kushinara, etc. In such a system of affairs, each member was given the status of king. Republic or Ganatantra, where the group of many members or the organization or group ruled the state, and here the head was chosen by the people. It was the republic, and the types of republic, the states which were republic were Vaishali, Kapilvastu, Mithila, Kushinara, etc. Then we studied about the Vaishali Vajji state, the union of the tribes which combined to protect themselves from the monarchies. Monarchy wished to increase their power and empire by occupying the surrounding territories. Seeing this, Licchavis, Vajji, Gyatuk, Videy, Shakya, Malla, etc., 8 or 9 tribes who established the union state for their protection was known as Vajji state. Vaishali, the capital of Licchavis, was the main center of union state. Thus, it was named Republic of Vaishali. The state administration of Republic was governed by the Sabha. In Republic, all the powers of house rested in the hands of members. All the members sat in Sabha and all affairs were passed in the house by vote or unanimity. Unanimity where everyone agreed for that decision. And the place where meeting was held was called sanctum. Then we studied that the elderly as well as youth were selected as the members of the state assembly. The Republicans elected their president for state administration. In Republic, each member was considered as the king. Republics had their own councils in which many important issues like administration, defense, war, treaty, etc. were discussed and then decided. Any member could enjoy membership for a fixed time only, and an executive committee assisted the president of the republic in the administration of the state. This was the governance of the republic state. Now we will study about the social life and state administration of republic state. Let's start with the social life of republic states. According to archaeologists, people of this time lived in simple houses. Their houses were very simple. They were associated with pastoral activities. Pastoral activities? Activities which are relating to cattle, like the grazing and rearing. Agriculture was not the main activity. Pastoral activities were more common. At this time, crops like wheat, rice, barley, sugarcane, sesame, mustard, cereals were grown. These kind of crops were grown and they used it for their consumption. People might have been using clay vessels, especially because archaeologists have found some of these vessels. Vessels which are made of clay. Some of the pottery found at this time had drawings on them. The utensils were painted in grey color. They used vessels which are made of clay, and these pottery had drawings on them. The drawings which were painted in grey color. Now the state administration. What the state had to do. All the rulers of every state did every possible thing for the defense of his state. Defense, how to protect his state. For this reason, strong and high forts were built around the state capital. The states had their capitals, and to protect those states, to protect themselves from the other king, when they attacked, they created high forts, and they had, for creating those forts, they used plenty of stones and bricks. Some of the kings used to build large, tall and magnificent walls around their kingdom to showcase their power and prosperity. These forts, these huge walls, they protected them, but they also created these walls to show their power and prosperity. The brick wall from Prayagraj dates back to around 2500 years ago. So we can say that forts with high walls might have been constructed at this time. So all the kings made sure that their kingdom, their state is protected, and for that they used to build huge walls around their capital, and these walls were made of stones and bricks. And the famous brick wall from Prayagraj, that is previously which was named Allahabad, that is dated back to 2500 years ago. So we can say that it was during that time, the post-Vedic period. Along with building huge forts and walls, they also needed large army for the defense. People were taxed to meet this need. Now, if the kings or if the rulers of the Mahajanpads want to protect their kingdom, they need to build strong forts and they need to have a strong army. They were not doing all this from their own treasury. They were taking taxes, they were collecting taxes from the people in different ways. It's not like current day that everyone used to pay in currency, but they paid differently. Farmers used to give sixth part of their yield to their treasury. Whatever harvest the farmers did, whatever crops they grew, sixth part of that was given to the treasury. The artisans used to work for the state for 1 day in a month. People who had that artistic qualities, those artisans, they used to work for the state for 1 day in a month. And cattle rearers gave cattle as a part of tax. The merchants used to pay tax on sale of goods. The goods that were sold, on that they used to pay tax. During the period of Mahajanpad, agriculture started to improve due to iron tools. Now, this was about this chapter, but besides this, there were some information is also given. Let's go through that. Mahavir Swami and Gautam Buddha both wandered in these republics as pedestrians who walk. Buddhist and Jain scriptures give us information about the republics. Since Mahatma Buddha was born during the era of republic, the era is also known as Buddhist era. At other places in the world, the way in which the cities of Sparta, Athens, Rome, Greece, etc. are described as democratic states, in the same way republics of ancient India can be represented as democratic states. If we say democracy or republic, they are using the same kind of governance. Now the chapter that's over here, let's start with the exercises. Exercise 1. Choose the correct alternative and write correct answer. First, how many Mahajanpads were there? A 17, B 18, C 16, D 19. We know there are 16 Mahajanpads. 2. In which period Mahajanpads were there? A. Modern, the kind of period that we are living in. B. Vedic, C. Post-Vedic, D. Medieval. Vedic period, the period of the Rig Vedas. During that, or post-Vedic, after the Rig Vedas. That is, the answer is post-Vedic period, around 6th century. Third, which of the following state was called a republic? From the given options, which was a republic? A. Magad, it was a monarchy. B. Kosal, C. Vatsa, D. Vaishali. We know Vaishali is a republic state. There was the union. Vaishali was the capital. Fourth, how many types of state system were established in Janpads? A1, B2, C3, D4. There are two types of state system in Janpads. One monarchy and second republic. So the answer is B2. Second exercise, answer the following questions briefly. First question, state briefly the difference between the monarchy and democratic state. Now, democratic state, in the whole chapter we have used the word republic. Republic and democratic state have the same kind of governance. So, we'll use the same thing. First difference is that monarchy has the king or queen as its chief, whereas in democratic state we have the person who is elected by the people. He is the main person and he is the chief. So the state in which the king or queen is chief is called monarchy. A state directly or indirectly ruled by head who is elected by the people is democratic state. Second, all the powers rested in hands of king. The king had all the powers in monarchy, while all the powers rested in the hands of members of the state assembly. The members who are elected by the people, they had the powers. And third, kings can rule till they die or pass the power to the next generation. The dynasties. After the death of first king, his child, his son, would be the next ruler. So that was the working in monarchy. But in democratic state, members were given the membership for a fixed time only. And it was not that after the first person, his son will be the next member of the state assembly. They were elected, youth as well as elderly were elected, but they enjoyed for fixed time, not till they die. Question 2. State the characteristics of the governance of the republics. Governance. How did the government rule in the republics? The state administration of the republic was governed by the Sabha. All the members of the house all the powers of the house rested in the hands of the members. The members who were elected, they had all the powers. All affairs were passed in the house by vote or unanimity. When the affairs were passed, the decisions were taken by vote, majority wins, or by unanimity. If everyone agrees, that decision will be taken. The president for state administration was chosen by elections, and the membership for state assembly was for fixed time only. Describe the social life of the republics. The republics lived in simple houses. They were associated with pastoral activities. They grew crops like wheat, rice, barley, sugarcane, sesame, mustard and cereals, and they used painted clay vessels. This was the social life of the republics.